As economic and political refugees flee global destabilization facilitated by the United States, it is important to fully understand the complex system immigrants are being forced into once inside the US border. Take Raul Lopez, for example, a Guatemalan man who's lived in the United States as an undocumented immigrant for over 28 years. He's now been in a detention center for almost 2 years, despite there being no plausible reason for the federal government to hold him indefinitely. That's why his immigration attorney filed a habeas corpus today, arguing that the federal government has no reason to further detain the father of 4 and husband to a mother now forced to make ends meet without the family's main source of income. But to fully understand the complexities of the broken immigration system Raul is going up against, and why it is that his attorney is going through the federal district court as opposed to immigration court for his case, we must first look at traditional courts and how immigration courts differ. Anything from the Salem witch trials to the similarly absurd McCarthy trials of the 1950s point to the need of courts in order for a democracy to function. An independent governmental body that assumes innocence until proven otherwise, provides legal representation to ensure equity, and provides a jury of your peers to ensure varying perspectives make a final verdict is instrumental to justice in the United States. This is why courts fall under the judicial branch according to the Constitution, whereby presidents appoint federal judges and Congress approves. But this isn't the case when it pertains to immigration courts. In fact, judges who oversee immigration courts are appointed by the Department of Justice, headed by whoever the president appoints. This makes immigration courts an extension to the executive branch of government. As such, immigrants who go before an immigration court are neither provided legal representation nor a jury of their peers. Oftentimes, they're not even brought before the court, and are instead video conferenced in from whichever detention center they might be incarcerated in. Community advocates and immigration attorneys stabilize that imbalance by providing free or low-cost legal counsel and by packing immigration courtrooms with watchful activists. But advocates fear ICE is retaliating against these organizing tactics. In fact, Raul was transferred out of state shortly after his daughter staged a quinceañera in protest outside of the detention center he was held in.
The government cannot simply lock people up in violation of their rights, or move them away from their families and communities in an apparent retaliation for political activism. And that's why we're going to court.
A response to a habeas can take up to 3 months, meaning Raul will spend the holidays away from his family in a detention center in Aurora, Colorado.